Well, hello everyone. This is Boomer Life Lessons and Stories, and my name is Ron. I'm here to share stories with you from myself, my family, and from you. At some point, we'll have the website with an email set up, and you can actually email in your stories if you'd like to share those and let me share them with my audience. But, you know, part of the program, or the co-host, if you will, you never see is my co-pilot. And my co-pilot is right here. Let's see if I can rouse him up. Come here. This is Riley. Riley has the life of Riley. He has his little bed right here by me in a chair. And whenever I'm up here in my office, he's up here with me as well. We have three pets, Riley, Carmi, and Missy, and they're just little people with fur coats. I mean, they have personalities of their own, and they know what they want to do, and they generally get to do it, right? Sometimes I think maybe I should come back when the good Lord takes me as Cindy's pet. That would be my wife's pet, because I know I would enjoy the life of luxury. But be that as it may, he's my co-pilot. He's sitting right here, and he contributes probably as much or more than I do to this channel, and you just don't see it. So I wanted to give credit where credit was due. Today, we're going to talk about Gladiator, the movie, and it's another quote. If you want to hear the rest of this story, just stand by and we'll get right to it. But before we go there, please like, subscribe, and share my channel with others. It does help with the YouTube algorithm, and it will allow me to continue doing more of this for you if you like this content. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Gladiator, the movie. This movie, I normally don't like to see movies over and over again, but this was such a panoramic movie that about kind of fictional history, but a lot of it was kind of based on history of Rome and its battles with Germania. And there was a general who was out fighting this battle, and that's really the opening scene where they're getting ready to go fight a battle with the Germanic tribes. And they do, and the battle is horrific, but it is just kind of to see the Roman army and how they executed. I believe some of that was based on real research and how the Roman army conducted itself during war fighting. It was just amazing. The visual effects were well done. I'm not normally a critic on movies, okay, but this one, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. However, just be aware there is a lot of blood in it. But having said that, the way the storyline goes pretty much is that they win the battle, and now the emperor is coming in, right? And he's going to be talking to his sons and other people, the Senate, and he's going to be naming his successor. And pretty much he's decided that his son is not right to be emperor. He doesn't have the character to be the emperor, nor the ethics, really, the morality. But he settles on the general. So he calls the general in, and he has this conversation. And the general says, I'll do whatever it needs to be done as a caretaker until the Senate can assume control and do the things that they normally do. So he leaves the meeting with the emperor, and he goes back to his quarters before the big gathering that evening. And his servant, his manservant, was there. The servant, I believe his name was Cicero. And he says, Cicero, I don't believe we're going to be able to go immediately home to Spain. We've got a few things that we're going to need to do to take care of in Rome. And Cicero comes back at him, which it's one of those times in script writing that I think they hit the nail on the head. It was right for the characters, it was right for the storyline, but it was right for perhaps all of us as people who go to work every day, working hard to make a living and to take care of our family. Cicero's response was this: Well, General, sometimes I get to do what I want to do, but most of the time I do what I have to do. Wow. You know, you can find wisdom in some of the oddest places. And these thoughts that come across in movies from time to time, or in life when you're just talking in a casual conversation with somebody, like in the previous episode or the following episode from this, you'll be hearing about my mother-in-law, right? And some of the things she said to me. The wisdom that is out there to be grabbed hold of and used and leveraged to keep us from making mistakes and allow us to have a better life is significant. All we have to do is open up our ears, shut our mouths, and listen, right? So let's talk about that. Sometimes I get to do what I want to do, but most of the time I do what I have to do. And most of the time, you and I do what we have to do. We are not working because necessarily we enjoy working. We do our work because it's necessary so that we can provide a good living for our family. It's kind of a bonus, right? If you love your job. I had a boss one time tell me, he said, Ron, you know, if you love your job, it's not work, it's a pleasure. And I've got to tell you, I have loved my job. There have been a few occasions when I thought maybe somebody else should have my job. As a matter of fact, there was an engineer come into my office one day, and we were having a career discussion about where they wanted to go with their career at the company. And so I asked him, I said, well, what job do you want? Put yourself 5-10 years out in the future. And he looked straight at me without blinking. He says, Ron, I want your job, right? And my response was almost immediate to him. I said, well, some days I want you to have my job more than I do, right? Yeah, there's challenges and there's problems in everyday life and on the job. But by and large, I've enjoyed what I do. I've enjoyed and was always excited about getting up in the morning and getting into work because I've had the privilege of working with some of the most brilliant people in the world in a very diverse environment. So it was always exciting to go to work. Yeah, I've had my problems and there were some challenges, both interpersonal and technically, but by and large, we would always overcome. So when you think about what Cicero said, sometimes I get to do what I want to do, but most of the time I do what I have to do. Those are profound words. We know that from time to time, we do get to do what we want to do. And we want to make the best of it. You know, whether it's taking a vacation and going fishing. By the way, I'll tell you a secret. My wife is the fisherman in our family. If you were to go to places that I've been fishing, you'd see the hooks up in the tree when I cast, right? My father-in-law and my uncle-in-law used to laugh at me for that. But whether it's fishing, or whether it's playing golf or playing chess or just watching your favorite programs. I don't know what your personal time would be about, or own a hobby that you might have. Whatever it is, we would like to think that we would spend it productively and that we would enjoy it. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed doing projects around the house. I would always be putting up new framework around the windows or ceiling fans or fan timers and, all sorts of types of electrical work or building projects around the house. And one time my wife said to me after, I'd been at work for quite a long time and I came home and started on these projects. And she said, why don't you just sit down and relax? And I said, well, I am relaxing. I'm doing what I like to do, right? So, yes, it's important to do the things that you like to do that's not related to work. It's almost therapeutic, right? But most of the time, we do what we have to do. And that's always for the betterment of our family and perhaps of our career. And by promoting our career along and reinventing ourselves from time to time so that we're more capable and our services are required of not just our company, but uh, industry at large, it helps ensure that we're going to be better able to take care of the family. So what more noble cause could there be than to take care of your family by doing what you have to do? I would say that we need to revel in it. Uh, Oftentimes, I would be working 10, 12, 14 hours a day out in the aerospace defense industry, and I'd be working 7 days a week. And I cannot tell you how many times I worked through the holidays, and my family was off having Christmas and so forth, and I was, because of a critical deadline, I had to work through the holidays. But, yes, I might have played that theme, oh, woe is me, but I did that very rarely. I would always reconcile myself to say, I'm doing something that is necessary and needed for our customers. I'm doing something that's necessary and needed to help advance my career so that I'm better able to take care of the family. There's not any nobler a cause than to take care of the family, whether it's your direct family or on down the line, your extended family. I would like to think that I'm leaving the world a better place because I've lived, because of the things that I've done for the family and for others. My family is not just my blood family, it's my friends and acquaintances that I've gotten near and dear to and with. So, having said that, here's the question for you. Do you sometimes get to do what you want to do? Or do you mostly do what you have to do? I'll leave it at that. You think about it long and deeply, and perhaps leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, and as always,